Globetrotting through bars, backyards, and banquet halls, we uncover the one drink that defines each nation, brewed, distilled, or sipped into legend. From ancient rituals to modern revelry, these liquid icons aren't just refreshments, they're storytellers, steeped in tradition, pride, and the universal language of celebration.
Did you know Argentinians drink over 20 million gallons of Malbec each year? That's more than the entire population of France. Malbec is Argentina's signature wine, bold, full-bodied, and deeply rooted in the country's identity. Originally from France, Malbec nearly vanished there, but Argentina brought it back to life in the 1800s. Today, Argentinians consume an average of 25 bottles of Malbec per person every year. 90% of Argentina's wine comes from the Mendoza region, a desert oasis of world-class vineyards. And here's the twist, Argentina now produces more Malbec than all of Europe combined. What's your country's national drink? Share it in the comments, let's taste the world together. Did you know Ireland's whiskey is the only spirit in the world aged in wooden casks for at least 3 years? Whiskey has been distilled in Ireland for over 1,000 years, a tradition passed down through generations. Today, Ireland produces over 50 million liters of whiskey each year, and there are more than 150 active distilleries. In Ireland, whiskey is often enjoyed neat or with a splash of water, sipped slowly in cozy pubs and family gatherings. Ireland's whiskey is the second most consumed spirit in the world, right behind vodka. What makes it special? The use of triple distillation and the unique flavor from used bourbon and sherry casks, a process no one else can replicate exactly. Next time you sip a glass, you're tasting 1,000 years of Irish history. What's your country's drink of choice? In Italy, over 20 million Aperol spritzes are poured every year, but this iconic cocktail started as medicine. The Aperol Spritz is a refreshing mix of Aperol, Prosecco, and soda water, simple, but unforgettable. It all began in 1919 in Padua, where the Briamasco family created Aperol as a digestive aid. By the 1960s, the Aperol Spritz had become the heart of Italy's Aperitivo culture, a time for friends to gather and unwind. Today, Italians enjoy over 20 million Aperol Spritzes each year during happy hour. What makes Aperol special? Its secret recipe includes 32 herbs and citrus, a blend that can't be replicated. Next time you sip an Aperol Spritz, remember, you're tasting 100 years of Italian tradition. What's your country's signature drink? For 800 years, one smoky drink has been central to Mexican rituals, and it's still sacred today. It's mezcal, a spirit made from over 30 types of agave, each with its own unique flavor. The process is ancient. The agave is roasted in underground pits, then fermented and distilled by hand. 90% of all mezcal is made in Oaxaca, Mexico's spiritual heartland. Only 5% of mezcal is exported, the rest is reserved for local traditions and ceremonies. Some indigenous communities still use it to communicate with ancestors, and they never drink from the same cup. Have you tried mezcal? What's your country's sacred drink? Did you know over 20 million gallons of sake are consumed in Japan each year? That's more than the entire population of New York City drinks in a year. Sake is Japan's most popular alcoholic drink, made from fermented rice, water, and a special mold called koji. This drink has been part of Japanese culture for over 1,000 years, with records dating back to the 8th century. Sake is often served warm, but most experts say it tastes best when chilled to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Over 90% of all sake is consumed right here in Japan, making it a true cultural treasure. The traditional brewing process takes about 4 months and involves 30 different steps, a true labor of love. Sake is more than just a drink, it's a ritual, a tradition, and a taste of Japan's soul. What's your country's national drink? In Germany, you can't legally add spices, fruit, or even sugar to beer, unless it's labeled as a special beer. This is because of the Reinheitsgebot, the world's oldest food purity law, passed in 1514. The law originally allowed only 3 ingredients: water, barley, and hops. Yeast was added later in the 19th century. Today, over 90% of German beers still follow these strict guidelines. That's more than any other country in the world. The law was created to protect consumers from dangerous additives, and it still shapes how Germans brew and drink beer today. And here's the kicker: if you want to add anything else, you have to call it a special beer to stay legal. What would you add to beer if you could? Comment below, and tell us your country's national drink. Did you know German beer can only have 3 ingredients, and has for over 500 years? This strict rule is called the Reinheitsgebot, or beer purity law, and it was first passed in 1415 in Bavaria. Originally, the law only allowed water, barley, and hops. Yeast wasn't officially added until 1905. The law was actually created to protect the food supply. Bakers needed grain for bread, so it couldn't be used for beer. Today, over 90% of German breweries still follow this law, and it's a point of national pride. And it's not just a law, it's a cultural legacy, shaping how Germany celebrates, socializes, and even drinks on holidays like Oktoberfest. What other traditions in your country have stood the test of time? In Guatemala, a famous rum ages in centuries-old churches, and it's been this way for nearly 500 years. This is Ron Zacapa, Guatemala's most iconic rum, aged in barrels once stored in churches built in the 1620 years. The rum spends at least 24 months in these ancient barrels, soaking up the flavor of the sacred wood. These barrels were once used to store holy wine. Now they give the rum a unique, rich flavor that can't be replicated anywhere else. Guatemala produces over 1 million cases of Ron Zacapa each year, a drink as much a part of the culture as the ancient churches themselves. What makes it special? The centuries-old wood, the altitude of the highlands, and a tradition that's lasted generations. Have you tried Guatemalan rum? What's your country's drink with a secret? Did you know a Guatemalan rum ages in barrels for 24 years at 10,000 feet? This is Ron Zacapa Anejo, a smooth, complex rum aged in Spanish oak barrels for over 2 decades. It's made with water from the Fuego volcano, over 3,000 feet above sea level, giving it a unique mineral-rich flavor. Guatemala produces over 1 million cases of Zacapa annually, making it the country's top export spirit. What makes Zacapa truly special is the master distiller who has blended the rum for 50 years, a family tradition passed through 4 generations. This 200-year-old process, passed down through families, is what makes Zacapa a symbol of Guatemalan heritage and craftsmanship. Have you tried Zacapa? What's your country's most iconic drink? In Guatemala, a rum is aged in the clouds at over 3,000 feet, and it changes everything. Zacapa rum is aged in over 20 different casks, including ex-sherry and bourbon barrels, each adding its own flavor. The cloud forest climate, with humidity reaching 90%, gives Zacapa its legendary smoothness. For over 60 years, Zacapa has been crafted using techniques passed down through generations, rooted in Mayan heritage and Spanish colonial history. Each bottle is hand-numbered and aged in a microclimate where the temperature never exceeds 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This unique process creates a spirit so smooth, it's become a symbol of Guatemalan pride and craftsmanship. What if your favorite drink was shaped by the clouds? Have you tried Zacapa? What's your country's national drink? Did you know Iceland's most iconic drink is over 1,000 years old? It's still made the same way Vikings brewed it. Blandingssal is a traditional mead, made with honey, water, and wild yeast, and can reach up to 15% alcohol. This drink dates back to the Viking Age, when settlers brought the recipe across the North Atlantic. Icelandic sagas describe mead as sacred, often used in feasts and rituals to honor gods and ancestors. Today, modern Blandingssal is brewed using the same wild yeast strains found in ancient Viking mead. Each batch is a taste of history, and some say it still carries the spirit of the Vikings. Have you tried blanding salt? What's your country's drink with a 1,000-year-old secret? In Iceland, there's a drink so beloved it was once called the Black Death, not because it was dangerous, but because people drank it by the bucketful during brutal winters. That drink is Brennivin, a clear, 38% alcohol spirit made from fermented potatoes and flavored with caraway seeds. For over 100 years, Brennivin has been Iceland's favorite drink, especially during the midwinter festival Orable, a celebration of Nordic heritage and hearty food. At the annual Orable, over 20,000 people gather to enjoy Brennivin, fermented lamb, and fermented shark, all part of Iceland's deep-rooted food and drink traditions. So popular was Brennivin in the 1900s that it was banned entirely in 1915, but people still brewed it in secret, proving just how much it meant to the nation. Today, Brennivin remains a symbol of Icelandic identity, a drink that helped people survive the long, cold winters and brought communities together. Have you tried Brennivin? Or what's your country's national drink? In Japan, the average person drinks over 23 liters of sake each year, and it's made from rice, not grapes. Sake is Japan's most beloved fermented rice drink, crafted from just rice, water, and koji mold. Brewed since the 3rd century, sake has been a symbol of celebration, spirituality, and tradition for over 2,000 years. Locals enjoy sake in many ways, warm, chilled, or even poured directly from the barrel at festivals. Japan produces over 30 million gallons of sake each year, but only 10% leaves the country. And here's the kicker, sake must be brewed at exactly 68 degrees Fahrenheit. 2 degrees off, and the flavor is ruined. So, have you tried sake? Or what's your country's national drink? Did you know Peru's national spirit is older than the country itself? Pisco, Peru's beloved national spirit, has been distilled for over 400 years. Made from at least 20 different grape varieties, each brings its own unique flavor to the final spirit. During the Señorío festival, Peruvians drink over 1 million liters of Pisco every year. Pisco is so culturally significant that it's the only spirit mentioned in Peru's constitution. This spirit has been a symbol of Peruvian identity for centuries, and it's still at the heart of celebrations today. Have you tried Pisco? What's your country's national drink? In South Africa, a red tea has been sipped for over 300 years, and it might be healthier than green tea. This is rooibos, a caffeine-free herbal tea made from the leaves of the Aspalathus linearis plant, native only to South Africa. For generations, the Khoisan people brewed rooibos as a sacred drink, long before it became a global favorite. South Africans drink over 10 million liters of rooibos each year, often with milk and sugar, like a comforting cup of coffee. What makes rooibos special? It contains 32 unique antioxidants, more than most herbal teas. And it's naturally rich in minerals like calcium and potassium, making it a healthy alternative to black tea. Have you tried rooibos? What's your country's most iconic drink? In the 1980s, Soviet vodka was so strong it was banned. Yes, banned, for being too powerful. Vodka was more than a drink, it was a national obsession. Over 100 million people in the Soviet Union drank it regularly. In 1985 alone, the Soviet Union produced over 12 billion liters of alcohol, mostly vodka. To cut alcohol abuse, the government slashed vodka's strength from 40% to 38%, but people didn't like it. The crackdown backfired. A black market exploded, homemade vodka became so dangerous it was called liquid death. Vodka was, and still is, more than just a drink. It was a symbol of resilience, tradition, and even rebellion. What would you do if your national drink was banned? Comment below, and tell us your country's drink of choice.